Hi, Pisces. Are you ready to hear the psychic predictions and messages my spirit guides have for you for this month of April 2026? I'm Pam, the Lucky Mermaid, psychic seer and modern mystic, bringing you psychic predictions and messages from my spirit guides for April 2026. Please be sure to watch your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign to get a more clear and complete picture of what's to come for you in April and perhaps beyond, because timing will be different for all of you in these general readings. Remember, sometimes your rising sign and your moon sign will resonate more for you than your sun sign. And if you're born on the cusp of your sign, some months your psychic predictions and messages are coming to you from there, so you may want to check that out. This recording is for Pisces Sun, Pisces Rising, and Pisces Moon. All that being said, Pisces, now on to your April 2026 Psychic Tarot reading. So the first card you have in your reading for April is the Page of Pentacles. And this is a card that symbolizes an earth sign person, a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. It could be you if you have a sun, moon, or rising sign that is an earth sign. Pages can be children. They can also be adults that are immature or young at heart. And pages bring messages. So it could be some kind of message coming to you about money or things of value. You may feel like you need to steer clear of things that are troubling you about money. So if you're like any addictions or gambling or overspending, like steer clear of anything expensive or having to, that feeling like you have to spend money. You need to steer clear of it in April. It may be a time to think about jump-starting your career or your job or your business or something you're working on. You need to jump-start it in April, like get it going, rev it up, or start it from the very beginning. And you need to think about where you put your focus and your time and energy. Are you making the best use of your time and your focus and your energy? Are you utilizing it to the best of, to your advantage? And yeah, my guides are talking about like you need to steer clear of anything that could be like a financial trap. Now, what could that be? I'm not really sure, other than, like I said already, gambling, addictions, overspending. But it could be, there could be other things that are an emotional, like a money trap. If you have a business, I feel like you're going to make good headway with clients and customers. So your client and customers' relationships could be really expanding, growing, and improving. You could also be getting more clients and customers. You could have an earth sign person that's like itching to tell you something. And it could be, they could be giving you an idea. Like they could want to talk to you because, hey, they know of a job that's opening up, or hey, they have a great idea to start a business together, or, something. I feel like it could be helpful to you, what they want to tell you. It could be helpful to you in a money or work-related sense or business-related sense. It could even be, there could be an earth sign person that wants to collaborate with you on a business venture, short-term or long-term, or collaborate with you in some way. You may look at them like, wow, they definitely see things through a different lens. So you may feel like this earth sign person has like different perspectives than you do, or looks at things differently than you do. So you may really want to consider their, perspectives, their thoughts on things. I feel like they want to get you involved in something or get you on board with something. So the next card in your reading is the King of Swords, and this is an air sign person, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. This could be you if you have a sun, moon, or rising sign in an air sign, or if you're born on the cusp of Pisces, of Aquarius and Pisces. You could be put in charge of something and given a leadership role. Or you could be dealing with somebody who's in charge of something and is in a leadership role. I feel like this could be somebody that could help you out. They may be trying to dissect things and organize things for the future. It could be a boss. It could be a teacher, a professor, a mentor, a boss, an instructor, a coach, a tutor. It could be a love partner, but that's not the vibe I'm getting here, but it could be. I do feel like you look at them like they have a leadership role, like they're in charge, they're the boss. This could be somebody teaching you something, educating you, training you, showing you the ropes. You may have difficulty seeing them clearly. You may see them in different roles. Like in one moment, you may feel like they're like a parental figure. In another moment, you may feel like they're a friend. In another moment, you may feel like they're the boss. So, and in charge of something. So you may have a lot of different, this King of Swords may wear a lot of different hats in your mind and how you, feel about them and perceive them. If this sounds like a boss to you, they may be saying, we need to change this production, or we need to speed things up. We need to get this done faster. So it could be a parent that could be telling you, hey, we've got this thing going on, this project, or this, thing we need to take care of, or work that needs to be done, and we need to do it faster. And you may be helping this parent. But it could be a boss saying this to you. Or your significant other, if they're an air sign, sun, moon, or rising, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, they could be saying, there could be something in your home environment that your significant other is telling you, we need to get this done faster. We need to speed things up. And maybe changing the way you go about doing things. So the next card in your reading, Pisces, for April is the Three of Cups. And this could indicate three sisters, three females, three friends, help from friends. It could also indicate parties, gatherings, and celebrations. You could be throwing the party. You could be attending the party. This could also indicate a celebratory conclusion to something going on. Some of you are having conversations, and this could be with like family members, it could be with friends, it could be with coworkers. You may be talking about how's the best way to go about doing things and how can we get this together and get something organized. So you could be talking to family members or friends about a party, a celebration, a get-together, and you're like, well, how can we go about doing this? What's the plan? How are we going to get this together? Or if you guys are thinking of taking a trip, going on vacation together, or planning some kind of outing of some sort, and you may be conversing and like, trying to figure out time, logistics, how are we going to get this to, happen, and what's good for everybody involved in this situation. If you've had any stagnation in your social life, it could start to pick up now. You could make new friends, new acquaintances, join new clubs, groups, or organizations, or even getting together with friends and family members in a social setting that maybe you haven't been doing that for a while. So that could pick up for you in April. You could have some people that want to float ideas by you. What do you think of this, Pisces? What do you think of that? They may also be asking you questions about where where you want to be in the future. Like, what are your goals for the future? Where do you see yourself in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? So, and is this coming from family? It could be, but it could also be friends or maybe even people in some kind of social setting, clubs, groups, organizations, or if you're hanging out with a bunch of friends. Maybe you're going to a class reunion or, something like that. And people are talking about what happened in the past, where they're going, where they are now and where they're going in the future. And they could be asking you those kinds of questions about where you see your life going. Some of you may want to take some kind of class or course that could help you with social skills, or like if you're going to start a business, maybe you're going to take some business courses or classes, how to deal with clients and customers, or you're going to work at work someplace where you need to take some kind of training or classes on customer relations or how to deal with certain things that could come up with, clients, customers, coworkers, anything like that. You may have to go through some kind of class, training program, course. You may want to do it, or it could be, for some of you, it may be mandated. Like it may be something that has to happen. So before we go on to cards number 4 and 5, I just want to jump in here and let you know that I have some new video series you might be interested in getting. My What's Lucky and New for You in 2026 Psychic Tarot and Oracle card readings are available for each sign of the zodiac. I do the What's Lucky and New for You every year, and they are a very popular video series. You might want to get both your sun sign and your rising sign in those videos. Also, my full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo, March 3rd, 2026, affects psychic tarot, crystal, and oracle card readings for each sign of the zodiac are available. These eclipses, we had one in February where I used the same format, the one in Aquarius. I use the same format in this one, and you may want to get these because you're being affected by these eclipses 6 to 9 months or even up to a year. So you may want to check them out and get your sun sign and your rising sign in those video series, or whatever sign normally resonates with you on the readings I put on YouTube and Rumble. These videos are all available on my Vimeo on-demand videos and on my Patreon shop. Those links are posted down below, and eventually they go over to my website, theluckymermaid.com, on the videos page. Also, my psychic crystal readings for April 2026 are available. They are a continuation and an expansion of the psychic tarot readings I'm doing right now. And you may also want to get March's readings, because I've got to tell you, timing is different for all of you in these general readings. So things I've predicted in March could be happening in April or later on. Just like this April reading, these messages are going to happen. Not all of them will happen to you in April. So you may want to check out the psychic crystal readings for each sign of the zodiac. Also, my Neptune in Aries psychic tarot and oracle card readings for each sign of the zodiac are available. I was listening to an astrologer and it reminded me that I need to talk about these still, because Neptune in Aries is lasting for 14 years. It went in on October of 2025. It retrograded back into Pisces for a little bit. But as of January of this year of 2026, it will be Neptune in Aries for the next 14 years until March of 2039. These videos are very long, so you may want to check them out and see how Neptune in Aries is going to affect you. And you may want to get your sun sign and your rising sign in that video series. So now on to your card number 4. So now on to card number 4, and I got to tell you, your last 2 cards are the exact same 2 cards that Aquarius got. They didn't get them right in the same spot, but they were together in this same order for Aquarius. So if you're born on the cusp of Pisces and Aquarius, this could strongly apply to you. So you have the Tower. This is a fight, an argument, an end of a friendship, an end of a relationship, an end of an old paradigm so a new paradigm can begin, an end of an old rulership so a new rulership can begin. It can also be an enlightening, awakening moment. You could have flashes of insight and intuition. This could also indicate some kind of natural disaster, flood, hurricane, earthquake, or anything like that as well. You could have an explosive argument with somebody, and they could be very critical of you and saying you didn't do something properly. Or you could feel that way about somebody that you're dealing with, either in your family or in a work situation, and you're the one saying that somebody else didn't do something properly. You could have an argument with somebody that could close off a relationship. Or if you are already closed off from somebody, you two could have a conversation that just explosively accentuates that. You could help somebody out in some way, and you get some kind of burst of an idea or insight or inspiration. So through helping somebody out, they may, give you some kind of reward, or you get a light bulb moment where you're like, hey, from me helping this person out in this situation, you could come up with, like, maybe it's a career path you want to choose or some solution you're looking for to solve a problem. But I feel like for some of you, it's either going to be linked to a fight and an argument, or it's going to be from you helping someone out. So it's a big dichotomy here. There could be something that goes on for you, Pisces, that rattles your world and could, like, turn your life upside down or drastically change it. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bad. It could be absolutely in a positive way. Some of you are going to get out of doing something that you used to do and you're not going to do it anymore. It could be a job. It could be a particular aspect of a job where you work. So you have a lot of possibilities here. But like I said, you might want to, I don't know if it would help you to listen to Aquarius's reading, but Aquarius got the Tower and the Ace of Cups back to back in their reading. And I did Aquarius's readings 3 days ago. So it's not like these cards were sticking together. So, because I only do 2 signs a day. So I didn't recently do that. I did it a few days ago. So the next card in your reading is the Ace of Cups, which is the other card that Aquarius had in the same order as you. And Ace of Cups is it could be like the beginning of a new love relationship. It could also be a rebirth of an existing love relationship. It could also indicate that you're going to do something you love to do. Some of you are going to start to have feelings for someone romantically. And I feel like if that's you, it's going to really mature in the months of June, July, and August. Somebody could come in and be interested in you and ask you out on a date. Some of you are going to be interested in somebody and ask them out on a date. And I feel like if this makes sense to you, you're going to be surprised or happy that the two of you have so much in common. I feel like you're going to have a lot of interests in common, or your belief systems, your ideologies, whatever. You're going to have a lot in common. If you're already coupled, you and your love partner could start to be more open with each other and revealing to each other about any truths or desires or wishes or dreams or things that maybe hadn't been spoken or discussed. You could start opening up to each other more and being more revealing. If it's not love for you, your communication skills are going to be highlighted. So in a career or job that you work in or a business you own, you may have a lot of communications that are going on. And I feel they'll be positive, they'll be blessed communications. You could also be taking some, which I already said earlier, but it's the same vibe again. You could be taking some kind of training or courses in customer relations or how to deal with coworkers and also clients and customers better. You could be taking a class, you could be taking some kind of training, because this card is also talking about, for those of you that this is not a love relationship related card, that it will have to do with communications, going well, being highlighted, and making coming off very positively and gregarious and friendly and personable and having good rapport with people and good communication skills comes up here for those of you that this is not love, although it still could apply to those of you that message could apply. Maybe you're going to be really good communicating with your love partner, because that did come up. If you're already coupled, you may be revealing truths, secrets, desires, wishes, hopes and dreams, true feelings could come out if you're already coupled. So communications is surrounding this card for you. So the best gemstone crystal I got for Pisces to work with, use, and wear in the month of April 2026, you got Amazonite. And Amazonite is a stone of truth, hope, and flow. It brings clarity and calm. It dispels negative energy and can protect from electromagnetic frequencies. Amazonite has great healing abilities, and it's associated with luck, overall success, and money. I feel like you're going to feel like your energy and things to do with work, jobs, business, money are on the upswing for you. If you have to sign any contracts or seal the deal with anybody in any form, I feel like this is going to go well for you if you carry Amazonite. So if you're talking to banks, financial advisors, potential clients and customers or employers, and there's any deals or negotiations going on, I recommend you carry a piece of Amazonite or wear it. Could really be helpful. Okay, this is an interesting message. If you go to some place where there's a gatekeeper and they're keeping you from talking to the boss or keeping you from doing something you need or want to do, you will have success getting through any gatekeepers. that was a surprise. So I hope that will make sense to you. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. As always, thank you so very much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. And please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell and all, and that way you'll get notified when I upload my videos here to YouTube. And if you're interested in any of the special videos I record on very specific topics, bringing you more psychic predictions and messages from my spirit guides, you can get them on my Vimeo on-demand videos and also on my Patreon. I've created a list you can read here on this slide. They are also linked below this video in the description box and on my website. Eventually, they get over on my website at theluckymermaid.com on the videos page. So I hope you all have an absolutely amazing month of April. And know that I wish you many blessings and peace.